Welcome to the Five Petal Podcast. I'm your host, Bridgid Berkano, a mystic home, hearth, and parenting coach, here to help you come home to yourself through the 5 petals of the well woman's rose. Through interviews and reflections, we explore what it means to care for your whole self, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and relationally, so you can live with more clarity, self-trust, and rooted connection. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to this week's installment of the 5 Petal Podcast. I have so many amazing interviews waiting to be edited, but my life is freaking crazy this week, and I don't have time for that, and I just need to make sure that I show up and give you something the way that I committed to. So today, I'm going to talk about my hair journey and how that applies to my coaching style. Okay, what does a hair journey have to do with coaching? Well, let me tell you about my hair. I used to have it really long, like down to my belly button even, and it was never particularly luscious. I just like to have it long. And then I experimented with different cute shortcuts and then grew it out, shortcut, grew it out, whatever. I'm not very precious about my hair. I just keep playing with it. But for some reason, I got it in my head just recently that I wanted to be more femme and I wanted long locks, and I was going to try really hard to make it thick somehow. And all of the things I went through to try to make my hair thicker. Let me see. I addressed the water quality. I'm on a well, so I addressed that with like different shower filter system and also the products I was using. I experimented with different like custom shampoos. I started taking collagen and organ supplements. Like I was really going for it with trying to produce this vision I had of hair for myself. Which is really funny to think about now, but you know, it's like you watch commercials and they're like, oh yeah, this is why you have thin hair. It's because you don't have this nutrient. And I thought, okay, that could make sense. But then I got sick of trying so hard to make something happen that just wasn't going to happen. And I had to realize that, you know, my hair just looks thin and limp, and that's what I've got going on. It's always kind of been that way, unless I want to like spend a whole bunch of time like teasing and blow drying and putting a lot of stuff in it, which I don't want to spend my time on. Really what I want is to look cute. So what I decided to do was accept my hair as it is and just go for cute. And look, I got a pixie and I am darling. I am cute as a button. And this is the haircut that I've gotten the most compliments on throughout my life. People say, oh, you wear that so well. It's surprisingly beautiful on you. It's unique. It's just my unique sauce that I need to accept. And it's much easier to style in the morning. And this is just how I'm going to look cute from now on. It feels good. It feels more like me, because I was putting my hair up in a ponytail all the time anyways when it was a little bit longer. So what does this have to say about coaching and my coaching style? A lot of the time, clients come to me and they think that they should just be a different person than they are. I mean, I can help you if you, like, we can work at ways to get you what you want in your life, but a lot of coaching is about narrowing it down to what is actually important. So for parent coaching, I have a client who was judging herself for needing a lot of downtime. And she was thinking like, I should just be able to go, go, go all the time. I have all these kids. I have all this stuff to do. I just need to do it and do it and do it. And she was judging herself for getting blown out with like certain difficult activities. And she thought that she shouldn't be overwhelmed by them. And now we're working on just accepting that, yeah, this activity is overwhelming to the system. Like, can we just accept that? This is what is happening. This is the reality. And where do we go from here? We figure out how to soften the blow of it. You know, it's not something that she's going to stop doing. You just need to accept that this is a big spend of energy, and how are we going to budget energy appropriately? And really, it comes down to that acceptance of reality. Like, this is just the reality that we have. So how are we going to deal with it? I'm going to think of another example. Oh, it's what I'm doing right now. I have this idea in my mind of a schedule that I need to have for my podcast. I was going to release this episode, then this episode, then this episode. And you know what's happening in my life today? I have people showing up in about 30 minutes to cut holes into my foundation to put windows in so that my kids can finally have their own bedroom. We have all been sharing a bedroom in this one bedroom fixer-upper house for 5 years. So chaos in that way, right? I mean, it's very sweet, but it's also like we're piled onto each other, and I don't have a closet. My clothes are under my bed. So I want to get my kids out of my closet and into their own bedroom. So this is exciting. This is a big thing, but it's going to feel crazy to have my house hacked up, and it's going to be a lot of noise, and that will overwhelm my system. So that's something that's going on, and all the planning that we had to do for that, clearing the space, earning the money, it's a lot. And my kids are kind of weirded out by it, so I got to figure out what to do with them while this is happening. So that's one thing that's happening. Also, my other business, my electrical business with my husband, we're changing the back end, the entire back end. We're transferring to a different software. So I was up with a meeting with the people at like 6 a.m. this morning to work on that. And there's just a lot that I have to do to prepare for that and to make it go smoothly, so we're not straddling 2 different back ends and 2 different subscription payments forever and ever. Like, we just have to move it forward. So I'm dealing with that in my computer time instead of editing these awesome episodes that are waiting for you. So I just need to accept where my life's at. Oh, and also my husband and I'm just full disclosure, we had a huge fight, like maybe one of the biggest fights that we've ever had. We had that on Friday morning, and the weekend was about, kind of taking care of ourselves and nurturing ourselves. I got some space to process, and we're talking about it. We're going to do therapy later today. Like, life takes tending. Just because I'm a coach and I'm a holistic wellness coach doesn't mean that my life is like completely settled. It means that I know how to love myself through it and accept reality, because I do want these changes that are happening. I want to switch the software over. I want to remodel my basement. I want to go deeper in my partnership and address these things that are getting poked at. And we're emotional beings, and it gets messy. So it's like, these are the changes that I want, and I need to just accept where my life is at and roll with them. And I'm feeling really, really juiced up about this. So I thought that instead of trying to like cram an episode in and make, kind of a crappy edit of a really good interview, because I have some really good interviews to share with you, I decided I'm just going to share where I'm at. I'm going to check in. I'm going to tell you about my hair journey and about accepting reality. And I hope that this is useful for you. This is how I like to coach. Like, let's just accept what is the ecosystem that we are in today? And then what can I do with what I have? That's a question that I would love for you to ponder. What can I do with what I have? And that's actually going to be the topic of next week. I have this awesome interview with my friend Torin. She's a regenerative agriculture student. She's about to be certified and then unleashed to help farms transition into regenerative agriculture, which means working with nature, with the seasons, with the biodiversity instead of against it. And she's such a beacon of like, what can I do with what I have? How do I use the resources that are naturally here and available to me to move forward in my life? Okay, and I think I hear some people coming in, so I'm going to leave it there. So that was 12 hours ago. It has been a day, and I knew that I was going to come back at the end of the day just to kind of whip it up and slap it up there to go out Tuesday morning. But I wanted to come back and tell you how my day went with this awesome attitude about it that I had. Like, accepting life as it is. I didn't torture myself with everything that should be happening and how all this stuff should be going. I just kind of rolled with it and plotted my course. And there was a tool that I used that I want to pass on to you. So it reminded me of something one of my life coaches from long ago shared. I was very overwhelmed with life, and she said, okay, make a list of all of your responsibilities and priorities. And I listed like 20 different things. Like, I feel responsible to, provide nutritious meals. I feel responsible to earn money. I feel responsible to clean the house. I feel responsible to maintain my friendships. I mean, it's not just responsibilities, but like all these things that I put energy in, my marriage, pet care, my body, my health, my sobriety, my organization of this and that and the other thing, my relationships with my family, all of these buckets in my life. And I know that many of you can relate because I'm probably talking to a lot of like busy, full-hearted people, right? And she said, okay, here's all your things. Now pick like the top 5. So I had to eliminate a lot of that stuff and just what are my 5 priorities out of this? And it got a lot smaller scope. Not that I have to like throw all the other things away, but what are my 5 most important things? She said, and now put them in sequential order. Like, what is the most important? Number 1, number 2, number 3. And that was a great exercise to organize my life in a way that was not so crazy making. And so what I learned from that was, okay, because I can't prioritize everything equally, because then all of these different parts of my life are competing with each other. And I am at war with myself. I have to really know what is the most important thing and what comes after that and what comes after that. And have I prioritized number 1 enough that now I can prioritize 2 and 3 for a little bit to be in balance or to, just give them some proper love. So I highly encourage you to do that if you feel overwhelmed with all of the different elements of your life. And I'm going to tell you how my day went because I prioritized things correctly. Well, for one thing, prioritizing like just the deadline, like this, I've been waiting 5 years for these windows to get cut, and today is the day, and that is the most important thing today. Everything else can happen another time. I'm going to do everything I can to facilitate this process. So next to your things that are priorities, maybe there's some deadlines. If it's like a brain dump of all your tasks, put the actual deadlines or dates next to it so you know what you have to worry about today. Okay, next. On Mondays, my husband is out working and I have the kids all day. So next up, I prioritized some time with the kids. We went for a walk And on our walk, we ran into some neighbors who gave us tomato plants and marigolds. And that was lovely magic to have. And so I brought those home. I also read a whole chapter of Harry Potter to my younger son. And I spent some time figuring out the Spotify account for my older son. So I had some good quality parenting time in there. And my kids got a kick out of watching this whole concrete situation unfold. And today I was also prioritizing my marriage. We went to counseling together to talk about the underlying issues of this big fight that we had. And I feel really good about that. We're not just letting it blow over because, we already made up and smoothed things over, but it's time to really look deeper. So we did that. We made some progress there. And I had planned for my kids to go play at a friend's house while that was happening. And I got to chat with my friend before and after this appointment. And we got to be there for each other with our different situations. So I got some really sweet friendship time. I got some marriage time. I'm getting work time. I had time just with me and my kids. And I feel really good about the day. This was a day that the whole world felt like it was crashing in on me. But because I knew what my priorities were, guess what? Nutritious meals are a priority for me. It is not the top priority. So I didn't make my kids slow simmered bone broth today. I didn't worry about it. In fact, I got a used oven that was just installed and the inside smells like oven cleaner. So I'm figuring out how to not make it smell like artificial fragrance. And so I'm not willing to cook in my oven yet. If you know how to remove that smell, please tell me. I've tried steaming vinegar in there and I'm doing a self-cleaning cycle right now. And I was also thinking I'll do a baking soda paste. But anyways, it's just not ready for baking yet. So they're getting takeout and they're bringing it home because I can't prioritize everything all the time to be the most, wondrous, perfect person. But we're getting through it. I still have some dirty dishes from the weekend that are sitting there, and that's okay. That's not the top priority. I didn't work out today, but I had my priorities in check today. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's just about 8 o'clock at night. It was 8 o'clock when the workers arrived this morning, and I did good. I did good with what I have today. There's daylight in my basement now, and nothing is so much on fire that I have to panic today. So this is a win. So yeah, your homework, make your priorities list and figure out, what's not such a big deal, and ask yourself, what can I do with what I have today? All right, I'll see you next Tuesday. Take care. Thanks for listening. If this spoke to you, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. To discover which of the 5 petals is asking for your care right now, take the free 5 petals assessment at bridgidberkano.com/self-assessment. In closing, I'll leave you with a favorite phrase I learned in Circle. What's mine is mine, what's yours is yours, and what's ours is ours. Until next time, be well.